So the Infinix Smart 10 launched on June 16, 2025, which means it's one of the most recent Android phones you can get in the market. It's packed with features at an aggressive price point, but does it hold up in daily use? Let us find out. The Smart 10 feels surprisingly solid, with a glass front, plastic back and frame weighing about 187 grams and measuring 8.3 mm thin, so it's not so big or bulky. So it also brings an IP64 rating, which means the phone is resistant to splash and dust. It doesn't mean you should dip this phone into water, it's just splash like raindrops or something. There's a side mounted fingerprint sensor and a clean design available in sleek black, titanium silver, iris blue, which is this model, and twilight gold. So whichever model works well for you, you can pick it up. You get a 6.67-inch HD plus IPS LCD with a 120Hz refresh rate and peak brightness around 700 nits for the display on the Smart 10 made by Infinix. Scrolling feels silky, which is rare at the price, which is around 102,000 naira and above depending on the specs. So the brightness on this phone will help you outdoors, though it's still not very reliable because it's not as crisp as a full HD panel. Powering the phone is a Unisoc T7250 chipset, featuring an octa-core CPU and Mali G57 GPU. So what this means is that this phone can handle medium-range gaming. Or normal gaming and other normal activities on the phone like streaming, music, and a whole lot more. So it comes with options ranging from 3 GB to 4 GB RAM, plus up to 256 GB internal storage, which is expandable by micro SD up to 2 TB. So if you have a micro SD, you love more storage, you can insert a micro SD in the Smart 10 and increase your storage space. The Infinix Smart 10 comes with a 5000 mAh battery, which is one of the upscales of this phone, or one of the reasons why you might want to go for it. Because for the battery life and for the price, it's actually very decent. It comes with a 15 watts charging, and the phone supports reverse wired charging as well. So you will easily get a full day's use, and you can use it as a power bank in a pinch. So you can serve as a power bank, and it can also serve as a phone. It runs Android 15 Go edition with XOS 15.1. XOS delivers dual speakers, FM radio, headphone jack, Bluetooth 5.x, Wi-Fi, NFC, data transfer, no payment, USB-C, OTG, and an IR blaster. Infinix also promises 48 months of fluency certification, meaning that the phone should remain responsive for at least 5 years. So some phones do not remain responsive after some years. They tend to have some form of downgrade and they don't work very well. But this, they guarantee you that it can still serve you even after 4 years. Part of the features I mentioned before on this phone is that it has a smooth 120Hz display with bright visibility even under sunlight. It has a strong battery life and reverse charging, which means you can use this to charge another device. So it has IP64 splash and dust resistance and drop protection. So if water drops on your phone, it doesn't mean you eventually just go bad all of a sudden. So it has an expandable storage and NFC for data only, stereo speakers, headphone jack. It also comes with clean Go optimized software with 4 years of fluency support. It also has the Infinix AI inside of this phone, which we'll be checking out shortly. Hi Flax, please can you lock my phone? So part of the downsides of the phone, they are not so much, is that it's only HD resolution, so details is not as much as you get on a 4K display or full HD. So it's also an entry-level chipset that's not suited for heavy gaming, though it can handle decent gaming. So if you're looking out for heavy gaming, this is not the phone for you, but for decent gaming and other activities on the phone, you can get this. So the camera is also basic, it's not very high end and doesn't do very well in low light, though it can still perform on an average. Another of the cons or downsides is that XOS may come with bloatware and occasional lag. All of this varies according to the user and device itself. So if you use this phone, let's say one app at a time or two at a time, it might not really lag. So finally, the Infinix Smart 10 is a solid choice if you want a budget-friendly phone that feels polished and has modern features like 120Hz display, splash resistance, and other features I mentioned earlier. It excels at everyday use for browsing, media, calls without breaking the bank. Just don't expect stellar performance in gaming or camera quality in dim settings. To get the Infinix Smart 10, visit the website showing on your screen. So if you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to stay creative. I'll see you in my next video.